What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I have a Lego Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania set review. Wait, hold on. This has ghosts. Wasp is old outfit. Hold on, wait. Oh, right. This is an Ant-Man and the Wasp set. So yeah, this is an Ant-Man and the Wasp set. And if you guys are confused on why I decided to pick up this set that came out 4 or 5 years ago, it's because I don't have an Ant-Man or a Wasp figure, and I really wanted to actually pick up these two on Bricklink and Amazon. But of course, Amazon makes their Ant-Man and Wasp figures very expensive, so I actually just decided to pick up the whole set for the price. And this set actually used to be $20, now it's $40 because, of course, this set came out 4 years ago. It's kind of cool because actually a bunch of other old sets, they're like $50 and $60, but those are much more expensive sets. This was a much more cheaper set, so it didn't really go up that much. I'm glad that I picked it up when I did. But yeah, I'm very excited to be having these figures and basically making them into the Quantumania suits. That's what I might do. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But yeah, I'm really excited to have these figures in my collection. And yeah, of course, also to add Ghost in my collection too. I don't think she's going to be in Thunderbolts anymore, so I don't know if I can add her to the team or not. But yeah, it is cool to have another Marvel villain to the team. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the figures, starting off with Ant-Man. And before we actually do, this set was not really received well by a lot of people, which kind of makes sense, I think, why we didn't get any Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania sets. It's not because it didn't do well or something. It's probably because the sets didn't do well. Lego has only given Ant-Man 2 sets, and he has appeared in other sets like Civil War and stuff like that, but he's only gotten 2 sets, 2 minifigure sets. I'm not counting that disgusting Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania set. I probably won't even pick it up if I'm being honest, because I don't really care that much about having a micro figure where I don't even have the actual figure, or a giant figure, which I don't even have the minifigure version, so I don't even know what Lego's thinking of with that set. But yeah, this set really didn't do well, which kind of makes sense, even though Kang, MODOK, and a bunch of really cool stuff, and the movie also didn't really do well, so it makes sense why Lego didn't really go all out for Ant-Man this time. Probably because the movies didn't do well, and this set probably wasn't well received, so they're like, hey, why should we throw a bunch of money at this movie thing that no one cares about? So it kind of makes sense why Lego didn't do them this year. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the figures, starting off with Ant-Man. So here's the brand new Ant-Man figure, but before we look at him, let's take a look at the side accessories that do come in this set. So of course, you do get this really cool gold trophy, which when the sets came out, a lot of people really didn't know what this was. But if you have seen the movie, you probably know what it is. It is, of course, the world's greatest grandma trophy, but once again, it was kind of weird because if you take a look at this, and you take a look at Ant-Man, this looks like he just won for, like, I don't know, the smallest character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe trophy, because, of course, this is too big. In the movie, Lego kind of made this like a big deal because it was kind of really funny in the movie, but it was just like maybe like a plate and a stud big. I don't know why Lego decided to give a full trophy, but it's cool. It's awesome. What would have been really funny, but I think it would have cost more, is if they actually included a micro Ant-Man figure in this, even though it's not at the base of it like it is in the movie. It would kind of give a funny reference in it. The other accessory you get in this set is the pin particles. It's really cool and a really nice build. If I could stop dropping it. But it's a really nice build. Of course, you do get this print, which you do get 2 of in this set, which is really cool. Putting that inside the trophy, put that for later. Here is Ant-Man. I actually did take off his shrink ray earlier. It does come with the shrink ray, but he doesn't use this in the movie at all. Yeah, it's kind of just a thing. So anyway, we're removing that to take a look at the figure. Here is the Ant-Man in the Wasp suit version of him. And this is a really cool figure. I really love how this figure turned out. And the torso and legs look really detailed. And this figure, a lot of people still use to customize today because, of course, if you have the torso and legs and you want to make a movie version of Deadpool, you can because of the dark red and black. So it's really cool that we can do that with this figure. But yeah, the lines and stuff is really cool and everything. Going on the back, the torso is really cool. Just a really awesome figure. It's just the helmet. It's one of the things that's wrong about this set is the helmets are really inaccurate and they don't work at all for this. And this was one of the problems that was in the first movie where his mouth was exposed. But of course, once again, LEGO kind of wanted to cheap out in this set a lot and also reuse faces like Peter Parker. I don't think it was on Peter Parker yet, but this face was going to be used on Peter Parker, and then it's used on a lot more figures afterwards. I don't think it looks like him. Sure, Paul Rudd is young, but he ain't this young. But anyway, if you put the helmet back on, that's one of the cool things about this dude, is his eyes. But, of course, if you live in the present like me, back then, LEGO didn't know that they would make this amazing mold. In 2018, the Avengers Endgame sets, it's very strange what LEGO decides to pour their money into and pour their money not into. Because, of course, later, LEGO decided to basically use this helmet, and this does not come in this set. I wish it did, but this is the Avengers Endgame helmet, and I have this helmet because I actually got the War Machine Buster and the Hall of Armor, too, years ago, so I do have this helmet from that set, and I knew eventually I would get an Ant-Man figure, or if I didn't, I would still save this helmet eventually. So this helmet hasn't been touched, because of course the Avengers Quantum Realm suits were stupid and dumb, and I didn't even keep them together for that long because the suits were stupid. But I really love how this figure looks complete. But one of the problems with this is that you can't see his eyes anymore with this helmet, so it's kind of a draw on what you want to do. Do you want to see his eyes in this? Which, if you want to, you do this, but if you don't want to and have a cool helmet, then you go for this. I am going to go for this after this set review is done. It's really cool. And also, I'm going to go for a different head, but you guys will have to wait because I'm thinking about making an Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania video, even though I haven't seen the movie. I'm still planning on doing that because I have made a couple customs from the movie. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, there's Ant-Man. Let's give him his shrink ray back. Yeah, that's Ant-Man. And now we're going to take a look at the Wasp. So, here is the, I think I can actually have the right to say this. This is the most controversial LEGO Marvel figure of all time. And yeah, this is really controversial. Other than the old Lokis using the Bruce Wayne head and stuff like that, this is probably the most controversial LEGO Marvel figure ever. Because if you say you like this, there's a lot of people that are going to say they love this helmet, and then there's going to be a lot of people that say they hate this helmet. I'm one of the people that's in the middle. I think this helmet actually works. And I know what you guys are saying, oh my god, what's wrong with you? Ah! And I know it's been a couple years to sit on it, but this is actually a pretty accurate Wasp. And there's just a couple problems. And of course, one of the big problems with the helmet is there's no antennas, okay? And one of the also big things about this set is that Ant-Man and Wasp have completely different helmets. This one's more smaller, this one has the translucent eyes, while this one has the printed eyes with no antennas. They're completely two different Ant-Mans. They look like they came out of two different sets. They don't look like they're Ant-Man and Wasp. It wasn't created by two different people. And yeah, of course, if you pair this helmet with the new helmet as well, this looks much cooler. One of the things that I actually don't like about this is that the helmet is light gray instead of silver like they did with this helmet later. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they did this, but I think this helmet actually works because if you guys go with your theory, and if LEGO did make Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania sets and they reused this helmet 3 times but with different prints, I don't think they'd be better. I think that there'd still be people nitpicking because, of course, if you guys see this, this was made for Ant-Man, okay? I didn't do a set review on the War Machine Buster, but I'm going to say this now. This looks like Ant-Man because Ant-Man has this thing where the antennas kind of connect and they look like this. However, Wasp doesn't really have that. Hers kind of is just like this, but just with an antenna. So I feel like if LEGO took this helmet, stuck some antennas on the side, I feel like it'd probably be a better figure. And I'm going to sculpt the antennas on later. You guys will see that later, but for now, this is what you get in the set. So yeah, helmet, pretty bad, but once again, LEGO made the printed eyes with this as well. You can't see their eyes, which suck. It's one of the sucky things, but yeah, of course, one of the things that is very funny to see is, of course, if you guys see this dude over here, MGF, he actually made really cool Ant-Man and Wasp figures with amazing helmets that I wish Lego put so much time and effort to do, but I think by that point it wouldn't seem like Lego. But anyway, head, it's Princess Leia. Okay, everybody, it's Princess Leia, but I don't really care because I think this head works all right for her. I don't think that the head that was used in the Lord of the Rings sets or whatever, I think that Evangeline Lilly played. This head right here, I don't think this looks anything like her. I mean, it looks somewhat like her, but I just think that everything's too defined too much, you know. Anyway, blue fairy wings. Why didn't they use the parademon wings? Who knows? But blue fairy wings, they work okay. Anyway, nice torso printing. It's honestly really cool, but once again, this figure falls flat from leg printing, and Ant-Man is the only person that has leg printing in this set. Ghost doesn't even have any either, but I think Wasp, out of all of them, needed it because, yeah, she's one of the main characters. And anyway, that is Wasp. She's pretty cool. I like her a lot. I'm glad to have her in my collection now because I used to use the old comic book Wasp, which I think that would work as well. I just think that this works for the MCU version of her. So yeah, that's Wasp, and now we're going to take a look at Ghost. So here is Ghost, and fun fact, I've recorded this video like 3 times. Fun fact, I used these Power Blast pieces on Wasp, and then I remembered, crap, they're supposed to be for Ghost, because I don't even think Ghost shot blasts out of her hands in the movie. I think she just fades through stuff, so I don't know why they give her blue Power Blasts. But anyway, you guys know how Power Blasts work. There you go, you shoot, boom, they fire, and I guess we can do a test run right here. I wonder if I can shoot this with one hand. There you go, and they shoot off. They're really cool, yeah, pretty awesome, and they work. They work well for her, I guess, just taking them out since that one doesn't want to go in. Here's Ghosts, and once again, I feel like Lego maybe should redo this set because, of course, this hood piece, but at the time, this was the generic hood piece that was on every single figure. And then recently, Lego introduced this hood piece, and this doesn't come in the set, but if you made this in light gray and gave it to her, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think this looks more like Ghost than this hood piece, but I don't know. I want to see what you guys think down below. But once again, removing the hood piece so we can actually see the head and torso print, it's a pretty good figure, not gonna lie. But spoilers, 3, 2, 1, it's her facial expression on the other side, but the movie's been out for a while, so you guys probably already know who she is. She's not this maniacal. I don't know why they gave her a maniacal face. I think that they should have just given her like a smiling expression, not like a mean expression. Anyway, back torso printing looks pretty cool. The front of the torso looks awesome as well. It's pretty cool. All right, it's really awesome. And yeah, that is it for Ghost. She's pretty cool. If you guys want to see with her front expression, it looks pretty cool. I don't know. Once again, why is she maniacally laughing? This is one of the instances where you wouldn't have to put an alternate expression on, because I think if you had this by itself, this looks pretty cool as well, but then you remembered, oh crap, there's an alternate expression that she never does in the movie. She never does this. The whole movie, it's very funny because there's 4 villains in the whole movie, but she's not really a villain. She just wants to be cured. Okay, it's one of those instances where you feel bad for the villain, and it's funny because in the comic books, they changed her to be a girl instead of a he, but he in the comic books, he's a villain who makes Ghost Tech to take revenge and is an Iron Man villain. So I don't know how she became basically a Ant-Man villain. But yeah. So yeah, that is it for Ghost, and now we're going to take a look at the actual set. So here is the build, and this is really good. Okay, I'm not going to lie. This is a really good set. I personally really like this set. The build for this is just awesome. Like, if this set had an amazing build and the best figures you've ever seen with like leg printing and stuff and awesome new molds for helmets, this probably would be like one of the best sets that came out like back in 2018. But this by itself as well, this is a really cool shelf display. Of course, since we've all seen the movie, we know that Ant-Man Wasp or Ghost don't even make it in this, like, they don't even fly, or I guess drive, yeah, drive. Anyway, they don't even drive this set. Hank does, and this really cool outfit, but we didn't get this in the set. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like it a lot. It's a really cool set, but I really wish that we got maybe Hank or someone. It's still funny how we still haven't gotten a Hank or Luis or anybody from the Ant-Man movies. It's pretty sad. Anyway, here's the set. It's pretty cool. And of course, getting the elephant out of the way, to open up the cockpit, all you gotta do is remove these amazing printed pieces. Like, these are really cool. Like, just look at these. These are the only prints in the set. Everything else is stickers. But removing this up as well, to open the hatch, you can put Ant-Man on the inside. Of course, since he's supposed to go down and save Janet, I guess, in this set, or stop ghosts, there's only a place for one figure. That's the only downside about this, but it would be a bigger set. Probably costs more. So yeah, and it makes sense why they kind of, I guess, made this as small as it is. But close the sides. It's really seamless. It almost reminds me of how seamless the Wakanda Forever little thing. I actually do have it with me. Yeah, off topic, it literally, I love when LEGO does really seamless sets. Like, this is really off topic. This is the Black Panther Wakanda Forever set. And I really loved how they used these pieces to basically make this so little gaps were shown, but this is a really closed off set, as well as this. I really love how LEGO takes their time and really makes unique shapes, but closes them all off. Anyway, down here you do have some little droid arms, so you can move them around and stuff. You do have some stud shooters. These are the old stud shooters, but you guys have seen these before. You've pressed down on the side, and there you go. The stud launches off, and I probably didn't see it. You guys have seen stud shooters before. So loading the stud shooter back up, you get binoculars on the side. If I can just take a look at this, there you go. You get binoculars. You get some stickers for some detail, as well as some wiring under here, if you can kind of see that. And on the other side, it's completely mirrored. So yeah, more binoculars and stuff, and the stud shooters are right there. Really cool part though, you get these awesome ball jointed pieces, which on each side you get some roller skates. You get a ton of roller skates in gold and silver in this set. It's really cool. But for articulation, you can actually move the sides, so these can be moved up and stuff, which is really cool. And going on the side, you do have some more of just like unique, just this whole set is really unique. It's nothing that you've ever seen. Like the front of it looks like a bug. It looked like it come from Ant-Man, but it looks ridiculous, but it's just really cool. Anyway, the back uses 3 barrels for the turbines. Or I guess blasts or whatever. I don't know what you guys would call it. But also this whole thing is built on kind of like I don't know what it is. I think it's used on snowmobiles or something. But once again, gold pieces right there. You get some stickers right here, which is really cool. I do think that you get more stickers. I don't know if that's all the stickers that you get. I think it is though, but yeah, it's really cool. Once again, just uses a bunch of really cool, unique parts and pieces and stuff. And I really love the sides. Like, it really looks like a very unique and interesting thing that you don't really get from LEGO anymore. Like, you don't get these really interesting builds. You get black boats and just a bunch of boring stuff. But it's really cool when LEGO comes out and you're like, hey, you know what? Let's do a really weird superhero like Ant-Man. He's not weird, he's actually pretty cool. But let's do Ant-Man, make him a weird vehicle, and translate it in LEGO. And this is actually one of the most accurate LEGO sets, like, to date. It's basically scaled right. It looks right. And this is before the movie even came out. So it's pretty impressive, but that's kind of it for the set. You really don't have anything else that you can do. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that is it for the Quantum Explorer. Now we're going to take a look at the box, instruction manual, and then I'm going to wrap up my thoughts on this set. The instruction manual is bent. Yes, it's bent because it was in a box, but it's really cool. It's really nice art. I don't know where this is. I think it does look like the lab. But anyway, of course, the pages end at basically 60, and of course, it's really funny. You still have, I remember when this was the golden age of Marvel, if we're being honest. When the Infinity War sets came out, man, the Infinity War were honestly better than the Endgame. There's no doubt about that. But of course, if you guys want to know, you get Ant-Man in the first set, Ghost and Wasp in the second bag. And there you go. You can win a free Lego set. There's the pirate dude. But yeah, there is the instruction manual. Now we're going to take a look at the box. The box is pretty cool. I really like how the box looks. Of course, it has the same artwork as the instruction manual, which is pretty cool. It doesn't have the weird, like, rendering that the new instruction manuals come with, which is pretty cool. Anyway, going on the other side, of course, you do have the all the figures trying to fight ghosts. Of course, all the play features that I just showed in this video, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that is it for the box, and yeah, it's a box. So that is going to be it for my Quantum Realm Explorer video. Once again, I picked up this set for the figures, and yeah, of course, this set is pretty cool. I do think that there are some flaws with this set, like, once again, Ant-Man's helmet, but once again, this helmet came out, but it still is, it makes me upset, and a lot of people probably will agree with me. It makes a lot of people probably upset on how much Lego has really disrespected Ant-Man, because Ant-Man is one of those things that is a Marvel thing that comes out these days, other than the Disney Plus shows. But I understand with the Disney Plus shows, you guys probably don't want to accept it, but Marvel is coming out with too much stuff, and Lego coming out with sets that was based on concept art and stuff, like making inaccurate helmets, something that is coming out every week. It makes sense why they haven't made any sets based on it. And of course, the Disney Plus makes sense because, of course, now they just get to make minifigures, and the minifigures are probably easier than designing, testing, and doing all the sets for that. Even though those things might be easy, but yeah, it makes sense why Lego hasn't done Disney Plus stuff. But it's really unacceptable how Lego is really just flat out missing movies. However, Guardians of the Galaxy gets 4 amazing new sets with awesome new prints and stuff and really cool builds. It's really mean and rude. But it makes sense why Lego, once again, like I said at the beginning of the video, Lego didn't really make any sets for this, probably because this set didn't do well. I mean, look at it. I mean, this set looks cool. I mean, if you take away the figures, this looks like a pretty basic $20 set that you get from Marvel, like a Shang-Chi set. They're saying, the Shang-Chi sets aren't bad or anything. This just looks like a generic Lego set. But as soon as you put the figures in here, you kind of look at it a little bit differently. Like, why is Wasp helmet like this? Why are these two helmets completely two different molds? Even though that they use the same helmet, even in the movie sometimes, you have to look up what the different helmets look like because they look identical. These things are just too different. Makes no sense. And it makes sense probably. This probably stayed on the shelves after a little bit. But yeah, I am very happy to have this set in my collection. But it makes sense why Lego didn't do sets based on it. And the buildable figures are probably more successful than the Ant-Man things if we're probably bent on it. But anyway, that's it for today's set review. What do you think about this set? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? I think that this set's pretty cool. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's review. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out and bye. So here is Ghost, and fun fact, I've recorded this video like 3 times. Fun fact, I used these Power Blast pieces on Wasp, and then I remembered, crap, they're supposed to be for Ghost, which is pretty cool. Anyway, on the back, you do have the some of the stuff that you can do. You have the Power Blast pieces, which I just learned while filming this, that Wasp doesn't get the blue blasts. Fuck.